This week in Jamaica Now, the Tivoli stunner, West Kingston Commission of Enquiry to hear evidence that 3 soldiers saw as many as 8 policemen kill innocent people in Tivoli Gardens. Former JLP councillor Don Creary on rape rap, a 22-year-old woman is charged with aiding and abetting. Did Damian Crawford trick himself? Why the PNP MP is facing a challenge? Shanique Myrie one step closer to entering representational politics, and the Reggae Boyz squeeze into the semi-final of the FIFA World Cup. The details of these and other stories coming up after the break.
Last song you played on your iPod.
Alright, it's Dancehall Queen by Beanie Man. You know it? Come on, girl.
Of course.
Ready? Hey!
Hi, I'm Marshall, owner of Artistic Nails by Marshall. Here I have the Beijing inspired set and the Jamaican set here.
I'm Damian Mitchell in this week for Carleen Brown, and this is Jamaica Now. There is high anticipation ahead of next week's resumption of the West Kingston Commission of Enquiry, when 3 soldiers are expected to testify that they saw as many as 8 policemen kill civilians in Tivoli Gardens during the May 2010 operations. The soldiers made the claim in witness statements submitted to the commission, which is probing the circumstances which led to the deaths of more than 70 people. The soldiers are expected to testify from a location other than the Jamaica Conference Center, where the inquiry is being held. Meanwhile, Commission Chairman Sir David Simmons said he found it disturbing that the impending matter, which was discussed in private, had been released to the public. Sir David warned that for future private hearings, additional measures will be put in place to minimize the probability of a leak. Also at the inquiry this week, West Kingston resident Jane McFarlane said she blamed herself for the death of one of the men in the 2010 operations. Ms. McFarlane, who said she was in Spanish Town at the time of the operation, believes Omari Lindsay would have been alive today if she had not told the police he was injured and asked them to go to her house to help him. She said after talking with Lindsay by way of a cell phone, she called police 119, gave them directions to her house in Tivoli, and begged them to help him because he had been shot in the back. But McFarlane said Lindsay's body would later be removed from the house with a part of his face blown off. And another resident of Tivoli Gardens, Annette Marshall, said she wished drug lord Christopher Duduscoke was still in the community to keep the peace. According to Ms. Marshall, crime has gone up in the community since Coke was extradited to the U.S. on drug and gun charges.
When you go to the station make report, them tell you, all only long they say, we can't bother with you, because you're not here, no go on a prezi. Police are tell you that. Them no want to have no case and you go for your own life.
Police are here back for...
I tell people that, yeah.
For prezi to do
so
justice?
For going back at Tivoli, yes. And at them you go to. You go to them, you know, Mr. Simmons. And them now look upon you, them in the station, say, them I say, if I go to prezi, I go to their house.
In other news, former Jamaica Labour Party councillor Don Creary and his alleged accomplice, 22-year-old Shanique Williams, have been remanded on rape charges at least until Monday. At that time, resident magistrate Simone Wolfries will make a decision on a bail application which was made on Friday afternoon by attorney Tom Tavares Finson. The prosecution opposed bail. Creary, who is 48 years old, is charged with rape, while Williams is charged with aiding and abetting and sexual touching. The police say in 2013, Creary and Williams took the 15-year-old female complainant to an apartment in St. Mary, where she was allegedly given alcoholic beverages and sexually assaulted. The court was told that the complainant first gave a statement to the police in March 2014 and a second on September 3 this year. The magistrate has expressed concern about the long delay before the matter was brought before the court. It appears a trick by the controversial East Rural St. Andrew MP Damian Crawford has not yielded the desired results. Crawford, who had initially said he would not be seeking re-election, told comrades last week it was simply a trick to gauge support for him and that he will in fact be running for the seat.
So when time said me never go run, it was a trick. Tricks you! Sometime husband have to go home late to save wifey business. If wifey no complain when I go home late, maybe wifey have a next date. So me have to say me now run to see what the people were saying. And they said, don't go. I did have to say I wasn't going to run. So that who did I use vote for blackmail me could have stopped.
The PNP has since accepted Crawford's late application to run for the East Rural St. Andrews seat, but the party says Crawford will have to face off with at least two other aspirants, longtime politician Peter Blake and Government Senator Norman Grant. This is because both aspirants had expressed an interest in the seat after Crawford indicated that he would not seek re-election. In the meantime, the PNP has approved Shanique Myrie's application to represent the Olympic Gardens division in St. Andrew in the next local government elections. Myrie is the Jamaican woman who won a free movement case against Barbados after claiming she was abused by immigration officers when she landed at the Grantley Adams Airport. PNP General Secretary Paul Burke says Myrie was approved by the party's National Executive Committee. However, all positions will be under review until nomination day for the elections. Still on the political scene, the opposition's deputy spokesperson on finance, Fayval Williams, has challenged the claim by Justice Minister Mark Golding that the government has the backing of the business community. According to Ms. Williams, Mr. Golding is out of touch with the economic reality. She argues that businesses continue to be affected by the lack of growth and high crime.
Mark Golding must have hit his head. Which Jamaica does Mark Golding live in? It cannot be the Jamaica where the dollar is losing value every day. It cannot be the Jamaica where every year since this government has come to power, there's a new tax on business. It cannot be the Jamaica where businesses lost several $1 billion in productive days because of Chick-fil-A and continue to lose productive man hours because of lack of water. I don't know which set of business people Mark Golding is talking to. It must be those who are beneficiaries of the PNP's policies who would consider it madness to change the PNP and disrupt their benefits.
An audio recording of the Montego Bay Chamber of Commerce President Gloria Henry has contradicted an assertion that she was not accurately quoted when the Gleaner reported that she was threatening to boycott Chinese businesses which do not contribute to social development in St. James. Ms. Henry made the threat at a Gleaner Editors Forum in Montego Bay on September 2. Henry also bemoaned that some Chinese businesses appeared run down, resembling a rat house.
It was one of my philosophy that we have to engage them. And if they're not willing to be engaged, we're going to censor them because we believe that they must contribute to this community. We're going to say to our members, look, you can't do business with people who are not giving back to the community. You have to make your money speak for you. And we've been saying that already.
But in a statement Thursday, the Chamber said Henry's request for support from the Chinese business operators was not in reference to financial terms, but rather in compliance with a cleanup initiative. Veteran local coach Jerome Waite says the Reggae Boyz must improve their ball possession and ball movements ahead of their semi-final phase of the CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers. The Reggae Boyz squeezed into the next round of competition following their 2-0 win over Nicaragua in Managua on Tuesday night to advance 4-3 on aggregate. The Jamaicans lost the opening game 3-2 at home.
The team still have a lot of work to do, and they need to understand that they need to keep more possession at this football instead of, we are always be chasing for this ball. Because the longer you chase, it means that the harder the game going to be, and if you don't have the condition, you're going to end up walking in the latter part.
And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and as we go, more from the West Kingston Commission of Enquiry.
When you go to the station make report, them tell you, all only long they say, we can't bother with you, because you not hear, no go on a prezi.
You heard a bomb first.
Yes, sir. And when I look over
when
the
you
wall,
look over, you saw them?
Yeah, in the road. On Chang Avenue, in the road, crying.
On the ground?
Yes, on the ground.
Bleeding and crying?
Yeah.
I couldn't walk.
You had any injuries?
They have to tie me on the bed. I couldn't walk. I was vegetable. Couldn't help myself. I got back to baby stage.